All right. I want to take a quick look at some of these practice questions um, for numbers 1 through 10. I asked you to comment on the 10 questions after you were done on what two questions you thought were the most difficult. And number 6, 9, and 10 were kind of the most popular answers. So I'm going to start looking at number 6 here first. In this expression, we have A times the quantity B plus C minus D. You will see up here that you do have parentheses around C minus D. If those were numerical values, we would have to subtract those first. But based on the fact that we have two different variables here, we can't combine those. So really, we don't have to worry about this. All we have to worry about here is taking A right here and distributing it through to all of these. So we're going to take A times B, A times C, and A times that negative D. So AB plus AC minus AD. So we'll have AB plus AC minus AD for the answer of A. I think it's important, the one thing I want to remind you on this question is when you distribute, remember to include the sign. So for example, when I take A times C, I'm actually looking at taking A times positive C. And because two positives multiplied together gives me positive, I know that right here I should be adding. Similarly, when I take A times D, I actually multiply by negative D. And I look, when you have a positive and a negative makes a negative, so I know that this needs to be subtracted. Number 9 is another very common type of question that you might see on your ACT. It's going to ask you to solve an equation. So this is the equation we're going to be solving. So basically what we have to do here is we have to solve x cubed equals 64. And then when we're done with solving this, we're going to use our solution to finish the problem up here. So in order to get rid of this cube, we have to take the cube root. And the cube root of positive 64 is 4. So we know that x has to be 4 in this particular case. It's not plus or minus 4. If it was a square root, we could have plus or minus. But in this case, a cube root has one solution, so we're going to have x equals 4. Now, once we've found x equals 4, all we need to do is we need to take this value of 4 and plug it back in to the second part. Because it's asking us what happens once we find x if we take x squared plus the square root of x. So in this case, we're going to have 4 squared plus the square root of 4, which is 16 plus 2 for a total of 18. Pretty simple question, really. The hardest thing maybe is figuring out what exactly it's asking us to do. So basically what we're doing here is we're using the first part of this equation to find x, and once we have x, then we're solving to get our answer of 18. Number 10 was the last question that students or you guys seem to struggle on based on your comments. All we're trying to do here is find the volume. We have the formula for volume of a sphere. What we need here is we need to use the fact that the radius is 1 1/4 inches. Rather than using 1 1/4, I'm going to use 1.25. So I'm going to take 1.25 and plug it in for the radius right there. So the volume is going to equal 4/3 pi times 1.25 to the power of 3. This is definitely a calculator question. When you type it into a calculator, you're going to start with a parenthesis. You're going to use 4 divided by 3 for the 4/3 times pi. Then you're going to do times parenthesis 1.25 to the power of 3. If I type this into a calculator, this comes out to be approximately 8.181 dot dot dot. It asks us to round to the nearest whole cubic inch. So the nearest cubic inch would be 8 cubic inches for this volume.